is Ohtani Day in the heartland. Baseball's unicorn taking center stage at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Last night, Shohei tripled and homered. Today, he'll be on the mound as the Dodgers go for their 6th consecutive win, taking on the Royals right here in 30 minutes. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. John Hartung, Jerry Hairston Jr., Nomar Garcia-Parra. Nomar, it's always a special day when we get a chance to watch someone like Shohei Ohtani, who they'll be talking about for decades, many decades to come, that we were there to be able to watch him do both hit and pitch.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. It is always fun to watch the big show and what he brings to Major League Baseball. I mean, let's not forget, yeah, he's done this before, we understand, but coming off the injury here he is in the Dodger uniform, so hopefully he has a good outing.
He's the big show for a reason. I mean, he's going to take the hill, start the game for the Dodgers, and also lead off this game. So hopefully he has a big day at the plate and is very productive on the mound.
And it is his third start of the season on the mound, but it's his first one on the road, something he did 39 times with the Angels, where he batted in the first inning, Nomar. Then he takes the mound in the bottom of the first inning. So what are some of the challenges you think he might face this afternoon doing that for the first time?
You know, one, when he's coming off such a major injury, a lot of times, you know, you're comforted at home just based on what you have available to you to get yourself ready for a game. You know, whether it's going out there from just pitching in a simulated game, but also from a start. And on the road, you don't necessarily have those same comforts or those same things that you're maybe used to having available to you. So that's one that you just kind of say, okay, what adjustments do you have to make when you're on the road, which might be a little bit different than in the years past because of where he is coming from that injury. The other thing then, too, is just, you know, what are you doing as far as you're getting prepared for the game? Do you shorten that a little bit just so you can have some time to come rest, and especially when you are leading off the game and having to be ready so fast? So those might be some unique things that he didn't maybe experience quite in the past. Yes, he's hit in the first inning, but not necessarily just let off that way.
I wonder what his routine is going to be on the mound in the bullpen. Does he throw less pitches because it is really hot and humid there?
Yeah.
And you got to go there. Maybe if he throws 25, 35 pitches to get ready for a game, maybe you shorten that. Yeah. Is it 15, 20? And then you're leading off in about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, you're the leadoff hitter, so I wonder if he's going to change your team a little bit because it is so hot and muggy there.
You know, we heard Dave Roberts getting asked about that. You know, do you change where he is in the lineup? Do you start thinking about that later on? And I think they should. I honestly, it's something to consider. Doing that for that reason, maybe give him just a little bit of a rest. And the other thing, too, you have a guy who likes hitting off, who's struggling right now, is Mookie Betts. So I mean, it's just food for thought, obviously, that might help both of these guys.
And we see that graphic right there, Ohtani's 39 career road starts. He spent 6 years with the Angels in the American League, yet today, pitching at Kauffman Stadium for the very first time. David Vassay is in Kansas City, and he joins us live with more on Shohei. Hi there, DV.
Hi, John. Yes, everybody here in Kansas City anticipating Ohtani's first road start as a pitcher with the Dodgers. And today will be another step in making him whole again, as he is still finishing up the rehab process in Major League games. And manager Dave Roberts laid out how he's expecting Ohtani to go a little bit further than he has in each of his first 2 starts.
Yeah, so he's going to go, he's going to get into the second inning if that first inning doesn't get too stressful or not inefficient. So the plan is he's going to go 2 innings for us today.
Is it a more real conversation to talk about him leading off or not leading off when he starts to get into being a normal starter out of the rehab process?
Yes. I think right now, certainly it's going to be hot out there. You know, I mentioned the conversation I had with him about hitting leadoff, which he feels very comfortable still doing. So that's going to be fluid as far as kind of his position in the order and kind of how we use him on the hitting side with the pitching.
Thing with Ohtani easier to do on the road when he's pitching, or does it not make a difference?
I don't know that answer, and I think obviously we can have our thoughts on home road. I'd like to know that from Shohei, to be quite honest, because, to warm up in the pen, to come into the dugout, be the first hitter of a ball game, to then go take the mound versus warm up in the pen, come in the dugout, take the mound, and then go right to the on-deck circle. I don't know what's more challenging. I probably should ask him.
And look, this is an open conversation between Dave Roberts and Shohei Ohtani about where he's comfortable hitting in the lineup on the days that he starts, especially as he starts to become a normal pitcher and, like we mentioned, out of the rehab process, which he's still in. And in his previous first 2 starts, the first one 28, 29 pitches, the last one 1 inning in the teens as far as pitches go. So he has to be efficient to allow himself to go a second inning today.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be out on that mound longer than he needs to because it is such a hot day as you are experiencing right now. David Vassay, thank you very much. Let's see how Dave Roberts is stacking his lineup to go up against Royals all-star right-hander Seth Lugo, the Dodgers starting pitcher. Shohei Ohtani will also bat leadoff today, of course. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy round out the top 4. Then Teoscar Hernandez in right field batting 5th, followed by Andy Pages and Michael Conforto. Hae-Sung Kim draws the start at second base with Dalton Rushing behind the plate. Nomar, what sticks out to you?
Well, we're looking at the bottom part of the lineup with Dalton Rushing, catching Shohei Ohtani in there, so getting an opportunity there. And then also Michael Conforto. You know, I just want to see him continue the way he was swinging it over there in Colorado, here in Kansas City.
Absolutely. Shohei Ohtani is your leadoff hitter and starting pitcher for your show Dodgers. You know, we talked about Freddie Freeman a lot last show. But I expect him to have a big day today. I've said it.
Everybody, but how about against the Royals? 28 games at the plate, 12 homers, 378 batting average. He pitched against them 3 times as well, going 2-0 with a 0.47 ERA, but has not faced them there at Kauffman Stadium. We have a game preview with Steven and Ike coming up. Plus, Shohei is about to take the mound for the 3rd time this year, so we're going to go to the K-Zone to break down his first 2 starts. That's next. On the mound as a Dodger. It's the first one on the road, though, and it's the first time ever pitching at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, where it's really hot today. Jerry, what are you hoping to see out of Shohei, the pitcher, today?
I want him to be efficient as a pitcher. Hopefully he's got quick outs down in the zone, pitch to soft contact. In order to do that, I think he needs to get ahead with that fastball, glove side and arm side, to utilize all his pitches.
Yeah, I think we showed that in the K-Zone earlier where he was kind of struggling with that glove side fastball. So hopefully, as he's searching for it, maybe works on that and finds that today. So that'd be good. And we know the velocity is going to be there. So just looking for some of the movement on his pitches.
It's the first time he's done this, though, in 2 years, where he's warming up in the bullpen. Then he's going to go bat. And first pitch of the game is still another 10.5 minutes away. And then it'll be another, who knows, maybe 10 minutes before he takes the mound, Nomar.
Yeah, but you know what? This is Shohei Ohtani, right? This is what makes him so great and so special, and why we are all glued and watching everything he does, because he's the only one who can do it.
He better hurry up. It's 10 minutes away. He's the leadoff hitter.
Right. He's got to finish warming up the arm, though. And then he's going to go do his thing at the plate. Maybe even hit a leadoff bomb. We'll see. Dodgers look to make it 6 straight wins. Let's send it out to Kansas City. Steven, Ike, take it away.
Thank you, John. We're cooking up another good one in Kansas City. The Dodgers and Royals for a second time in this 3-game series. It'll be the 3rd time on the mound as a Dodger for Shohei Ohtani, but his first away from Dodger Stadium. Hello from the broadcast booth at Kauffman Stadium. Eric Harrison, Stephen Nelson up here in the booth. David Vassay will check in just a moment, EK. But before we get to Ohtani's start, we got to go back to last night, because this series started with a bang and ended with a pick.
Yeah, certainly an exciting evening last night, and boy, did it finish with a flurry. Shohei Ohtani hitting the home run, Max Muncy going deep as well, and then Mookie Betts. Dodgers only had 2 at-bats the entire game with runners in scoring position. He gets a 1 hit, puts the Dodgers ahead, and then the double play, the pick. Freddie Freeman doing it with his glove. He saved the game. Tanner Scott gets the save in the books, but what a win for the Dodgers.
3 straight saves for Tanner Scott that end with double play ball. So now we look ahead to Shohei Ohtani making another start as he makes another step forward into the full progression of this unicorn in 2025.
Well, and again, I've said it repeatedly, it's like climbing a ladder. You're going to go step by step. And his last start, he was much better than he was against the Padres. The last start, though, was against all left-handed hitters. So expect the pitch mix to be a little different this afternoon. Maybe incorporate some more of the cutter, the slider. But it is going to be different because he's going to see both righties and lefties.
Yeah, for the Nationals, it was Abrams, it was Wood, Garcia Jr., and then Lowe. Well, today against the Royals, it'll be India, Bobby Witt Jr., and then Michael Garcia. So we can talk about everybody else's expectations for Shohei Ohtani. What about the Dodgers' expectations, David Vesse?
Well, Dave Roberts told us earlier today that the ladder is climbing another step today. Ohtani is expected to go 2 innings today in his gradual buildup. In each of his first 2 starts, he only went 1. And also, just a few moments ago, we saw Ben Kasparias go out to the Dodger bullpen. Kasparias has followed Ohtani in each of his first 2 starts. The Dodgers plan to have Kasparias in there as a bulk innings pitcher again today.
All right, DV, the Dodgers are going for 6 wins in a row and 6 series wins in a row. They can block that up with another W today. Seth Lugo's first pitch to Shohei Ohtani. We've thrown right after this on Sportsnet LA. You see Bobby Witt Jr., he's batting second as the DH today. Royals starting lineup put out by Matt Quatrero. Jonathan India leads off again at second. Michael Garcia will bat third at short. Vinny Pasquantino will clean up at first base. Salvador Perez catching. Jack Caglione in right. Nick Lofton at third. Drew Waters in left. And Kyle Isbell in center. Third start of the season for Shohei Ohtani. His first pitch to India. Fastball in the outer third. Strike 1. It's a scoreless inning for Ohtani against the Nationals last Sunday. Struck out his first 2 hitters as a Dodger. Through 18 pitches, 12 for strikes. Swinging a foul ball back. Fastball at 98. StatCast 3D is powered by Google Cloud.
And this is what he's done this year. Relied predominantly on the sweeper and the 4-seamer. Will mix in the sinker as well. Splitter and cutter and slider, once in a while. But remember, this is over the course of those 2 starts. Last start was against all left-handed hitters. You saw what he did there. Basically mowed right through them.
On an 0-2 pitch. 100 but high. At the last outing, it was the first time you saw him mix in the cutter and the slider. So trying to expand the repertoire here as he builds up. India does not offer. Count squares up 2-2.
How about the first 3 pitches? All 4-seam fastballs, but goes 95, 98, 100. So basically, that's at least 2 different pitches, maybe 3 as a hitter, just because of velocity.
Skied high into shallow center field. Kim going back from second, and he calls off Pages to make the catch. And now the marquee matchup. Ohtani against Witt. Royal star, 1 hit last night. It was a big one, a 2-run homer to left field. Goes after the first pitch, drives it toward the left center field gap. Conforto comes in but can't get there to make the catch. So Bobby Witt ambushes Ohtani for a base hit.
Well, he's probably hoping he was going to get a 4-seamer, and he doesn't. Ends up getting that sweeper. That's why it's off the end of the bat. But he challenged India, went after him with 4 4-seamers out of 5 pitches. Didn't want to show anything else, so then he hoped to surprise Witt. Again, Witt didn't hit it that well, just was fortunate to find some green grass.
Versus Ohtani, just the hitter.
Well, there's certainly expectations for Shohei for himself. And what we're noticing right now is you go back to that Padres start where you saw right-handed hitters. We talked about it. Glove side, he didn't have great control. We're seeing, again, right-handed hitters today. Glove side, not great control. Why is that? When a left-handed hitter is up, that's basically a wall, right? You have something that you can't throw further glove side in, otherwise you'll hit the guy. He had great control glove side against the left-handed hitters.
Ohtani checks Witt on second, focuses on Pasquantino, and busts 100 on the inside corner.
So notice that. So you said inside corner, so that's glove side, but he's got a barrier. He's got the left-handed hitter, so he can't yank that pitch so much.
the ground to second. Kim has one, and there is two. Tailor-made 4-6-3 double play and a scoreless first for Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani's second inning of work. First time this season. He's going to go multiple frames on the mound. Gave up a base hit to Bobby Witt Jr., then walked Garcia, but got out of the first with a double play ball. So he'll face 5, 6, and 7 for Kansas City now. Ben Kasparius just started his warm-up routine down in the Dodger bullpen, preparing to pick.
Good job right there going glove side. And I will say that he's just coming off of facing a left-hander that forced him to have to hit that glove side. He couldn't go too far in, so the adjustment has been made.
Perez pulls the hands in, takes it to center, and Pages runs it down.
Shohei really doing it right now. 6 pitches, he's got 3 outs. The double play, Pasquantino, and after just throwing 2 pitches on the outer part of the plate, he's able to run one in against Perez, and can't do anything with that.
Another 1-2 from Ohtani. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
There's that slider right there. It stays on the outer part of the plate. We talked about it. You know, with Shohei today, he's doing a little bit of everything. He's pitching to contact. He's getting swing and miss when he needs it, getting the double play, moving the ball all around.
First. Popped him up. Rushing toward the on-deck circle. Makes the catch. A 1-2-3 and scoreless second inning for Shohei Ohtani.